wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed
special edition of the Black Rasslin Podcast. If you see this screen right here, you already know what time it is. I'm flying solo right now. Hopefully, Brother Fam is in a bit, but we can't wait for anything because we got the one and only in the building right now. Currently, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions. He's also number 4 this year on the 2023 BRP 50 list, up 4 spots from number 8 on the 2022 list. A lot of people know him as the neighborhood legend. Some people I hear, they call him Pretty Ricky, but all of y'all should know him as the absolute Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, welcome to the Black Rasslin Podcast. How you doing?
We finally got it done. We made it happen.
I can't cue Finally by CeCe Peniston, but that's the perfect song to play right now. It's facts. YouTube, don't mess with this. YouTube. There's my tag team partner right there. One sec.
Always on time, huh?
Always on time. Let me get him right there. If he can log in, I know he was having some computer issues. Before we get into anything, Ricky, I was trying to find other images and I couldn't see anything. Was this year the first year that somebody dressed up as you for Halloween?
No, I want to say, I mean, I've had people dress up as me, but it wasn't the first year. There was another kid that dressed up as me with like a jersey and a chain that I was at on an indie show. But no, that one was great. It's always cool to see people dress up and, show love like that. And likewise, I always try to take care of them any way I can. So it was really awesome.
Facts. Big facts. Ricky Starks love the kids?
I love the kids. I really love the kids.
I mean, unless you're on TV, right? Ricky Starks kind of mean on TV, but Ricky Starks.
You think so? I think I'm misunderstood.
Wait, break that down, because I mean, we'll talk about being misunderstood. What are people not understanding about Ricky Starks right now?
Sometimes I just see it. I call it like I see it. Anything about your facial features, I'm gonna just call it out, and I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I have to, because it's just in nature. I'm not mean. I'm honest.
I like that.
That's the trick. Yeah.
So that googly eyes came from a place of honesty.
Always. Now I can't speak on the other half because I don't know what that was about. But when I say gotcha, Ricky gotcha, huh?
Go for it. Go.
Now, does being that honest in that level of just realism come from where you're from?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've always had to be very quick with it and on my toes, especially growing up, because I went to all black school, and so I was lighter skinned than everybody else there. So I was constantly getting roasted. And I had to learn how to defend myself, physically and also verbally. So, that is one of my true superpowers. Is I have literally heard almost every insult you can even throw my way. The difference is it don't bother me. Right. I'm gonna get you either way.
I guess that's why it's good when there's people that can also take it and dish it back because now you talk about being quick-witted. When someone steps into the ring, I mean, whether it's googly eyes or whatever, is that instant? Like, or do you already have some of these darts ready to throw?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. I remember I did a show in Vegas, and my brother was in the front row, and a fan said something to me, man. He said something to me. And I can't remember what it was, but they caught it. And I snapped so bad. I said something about his father and how his mother should have something. And my brother told me the story how this guy was like, damn, how did he come up with that? Right. And my brother's like, well, you must not know. Like, that's just how he is. So I'm very quick in how I'm able to let things rattle off, quickly. Sometimes I say it quicker than my brain can even put it into words, obviously. Right. So it's just been, that's how I've been since I was little, man. I'm very quick. I can come up with things very quickly. Nothing really can bother me because I've heard it all before. And yeah.
I want to know if any of these situations get you in trouble. I just rewatched your match with Dax Harwood, and look at that! Shouts out to the thumbs up. I just watched your match with Dax Harwood. There's a moment right before you go to break. You hit the suplex, and Tony Schiavone says something. The camera went back to you, and you just look right in the camera. You're like, "And we'll be right back." Do you like? Do they get pissed and stuff like that? They don't care. They know you.
Well, I didn't. So I didn't intend to do it like that. I didn't think, because the light wasn't on, so I thought we weren't on.
It switched back and forth so quick. That's what happened, I think.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I was just messing around. I didn't even know where we were at when it came to that part. And so, I just say stuff because that's just who I am. I just gotta say stuff.
It was almost like somebody gave you the line. It was that quick. It was.
No, I don't know. Sometimes I'm in the moment. I just, at the end of the day, look, I'm an entertainer, right? And my job is to entertain. And I've always been the person to be entertaining. Like, I used to go to parties with my mom, and these are adult parties in terms of like the age group, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was always conversing with adults, and I knew how to make adults laugh at a young age. So I have an old soul, and therefore that in turn helps me with being able to communicate to all types of age groups when it comes to wrestling and being out in public and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So things that I say because to me it's funny.
So you mentioned, your brother and parties. And so let me ask you, for instance, let's say you're at a party, right? Mm-hmm. And you're a guest of someone. So let's say your brother gets up and goes to get you a plate, but he was already sitting in between two girls. Would you go and sit down in the middle of those two girls and entertain these girls beforehand? Is that something you would do?
How old am I?
Good question.
Right now.
No, I wouldn't, because if I'm comfortable where I'm sitting at, right, I don't feel like getting up and having to go be bothered and talking to somebody. Now, if I was 8, I definitely would have did that. If I was 10, I definitely would have did that, right? Right. I feel like as I've gotten older, you come to me. You come and talk to me. I ain't coming to entertain you for free. Come on.
Now, the reason why I asked this is,
who did this? Matt?
It's usually Matt. This time,
usually Matt.
This time it was Cam. This time it was Seahawk. He told me to ask you. Shout out to Cam. He said to ask you, why would you do that at a party?
Oh,
damn.
Okay.
Damn. There's a story.
I vaguely remember this. All right. I think this is the time where I made fun of him in front of all his friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
I said, Cam does this thing where he goes, I'm just out.
The
he does that a lot. So that's all I did. And I put on the glasses and everything.
It's amazing.
I was entertaining myself. I really was. I won't even lie to you. Most of the time I do stuff like that because I'm bored.
No, it's dope.
Forgot about that, man. That's hilarious.
You're hilarious, and I want to know because you're talking about how you're dealing with people outside of the ring. What's your relationship like with your co-tag team champion, Big Bill? I know you like to go shopping and get dressed. Is he with you on them trips, or what's your rapport like?
Yo, me and Big Bill barely know each other. He don't even know my birthday. I don't know his. But we get along and we're tag team champions. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. I barely know this man from Schmidt, and we are tag team champions. And we got people who are literal blood brothers, people who have been friends for 10 years. Yeah. They can't win a match to save their life. So that's that. Bill is great. I think Bill is cool as hell. I'm getting to know him. Mm-hmm. We got together, saw him at an airport, had a cup of coffee. Man, I said, hey, you cool, man? I'll catch you at work. And that's how it started.
Strictly business.
Yeah. So yeah, he from what I know, and and I talk to him and stuff like that, he's got some good style. Check out the Timbs, you know what I'm saying?
I was noticing he's a big Timbs wearer.
He's a big Timbs guy. He loves Timbs and he loves basketball jerseys, retro basketball jerseys.
Word. That's interesting. He's never rocked that to the ring though. He's straight up.
No, because you don't want to get that ruined. He'll come to the arena in it though.
So I guess any basketball fans check for a big bill before the matches.
Yeah,
he don't want to get that.
I just found out he was engaged maybe an hour ago.
Wow,
it's amazing.
Yeah, he don't want to get that Drazen Petrovic jersey messed up on the way to the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I have a Drazen Petrovic jersey. I wish I had it out. Damn. Anyway,
that's amazing. Rick, we know you as a style guy, right? You know what I mean. You fresh to the ring. You got a swag about you, as folks would say, some drip. How are you putting that together? Are you a real big label guy? Are you piece by piece? Are you a big like style guy? Are you a big cologne guy? What are you into?
Man, I like certain labels. I don't like a lot of labels because you can find that same quality on Temu or something like that. But I like to mix and match some things that I have in terms of what I'm wearing. Cologne wise, I've been big into building up my own scent for the past year. The Labo is one of them. There's another Italian brand that I found. There's this Australian brand called Charles and Goldsack or something like that I really like. Stuff like that. And that's fun to me. And these are things that I'm just putting together as I go and whatever I feel, like in the moment. I've gotten into like wearing some. In Japan, they have a really big thrift store community of designer stuff from the 90s and all the great quality stuff that is coming back in the style that I'm really big into. Like, if I could thrift in Japan right now, I would be there in a heartbeat.
That's a whole check. That's a whole couple checks, huh? Like, you got to bring empty suitcases to come back, huh?
Or something, you know what I'm saying? Because over there, the way they have it, categorized and things like that, is all by quality, good use, fair use, like stuff like that. Very, very nice stuff that you would have a hard time finding, even on Grailed or something.
This is what this is your world outside of the gym and the pro wrestling ring. You're getting just knowledge on style.
I mean, from the stuff that I pick up, yeah, I try to at least street style, high fashion stuff that I like. I'm just curious about it for whatever reason, and it's a good way to express yourself, and nobody else is really doing that in wrestling.
110%. I think that's one of the reasons why we love Ricky Starks. It was one of the reasons why I was confused about a recent interview of yours. I saw a quote. You were talking about you were glad that people were appreciative of your in-ring style. And you made a comment. You said people call you mid?
Oh yeah. Well,
what are they referring to exactly when they're talking about that?
I'm assuming my wrestling style. I really couldn't tell you. I like the way I wrestle, me personally. But these are all just opinions, and it's nothing that I lose sleep over or, I get mad about. But it's something that I've heard, and I've had fans at shows tell me that straight to my face, which is like, all right, sick, that's cool. You still want my autograph, but all right. Yeah, I mean, that's something that just comes with the territory. Some people find Leonardo DiCaprio boring. That's okay. It's all about preference and style. I can't please everybody. But what's one thing that you can't ever knock me on is my effort. And every time that I wrestle, it's 1,000% effort. There's never a match that you'll find where I gave less than 100%. Right. So that's one thing that I will argue somebody on, because that has nothing to do with opinion. That's just straight fact.
And a lot of that is you stepping up. It's been interesting this summer of Collision. I mean, we're talking Ricky Steamboat. We're talking Bryan Danielson. We're talking tag team titles. I mean,
this summer has been insane for me, man. And I don't get it. I really don't get what happened. It's wild.
Well, it felt like you were moving, and then it just felt like It's been very consistent, but I think it's been very consistent. The key's been you showing up, but because you're going to show up, and like you just said, it's 110, 120% off the rip. Like, you know what you're going to get when Ricky Starks is going to be on the mic or in the ring or whatever. So it's and this is what we've been championing on the pod,
bro.
Put them in there, stick them in there.
There's a heavy ass couch. Two people have to move this heavy ass couch. I got one end, they got the other end. Somebody has to get the other end. All right. Somebody has to lift up the other end. I can only, you get what I mean? Like, 100%. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm doing it. And so it is what it is. So
now, Cal mentioned, it's been an insane summer. What are the points of this summer that, because there's some surreal moments, you in there with like legends like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Right.
What was that? First of all, what was that like? Because this is one of the guys who's known as one of the greats.
Right.
I attended a Ricky Steamboat seminar when he came to San Antonio back in like 2018 or something like that, or 2009. I can't remember when. 2019 maybe. And then to be in the ring with him and to subsequently whoop his ass and then get cheered the next week was just insane. The way that I operate is when I'm in the moment, hey, we are here. I ain't gonna put you on a pedestal and treat you like some type of. That's what anybody who's accomplished that's in the same ring with me. If you in the ring with me, you and I, we're here. Okay. Ricky will never put you above himself. There's only one person I do that, and that's God, and that will never be above that. So there's a lot of times where I do self-reflect after the fact. But in the moment, I'm like, yeah, I'm here to work. This is where I deserve to be here. I belong here, and I'm proving why I deserve to be here. That was the same thing with CM Punk, same thing with Daniel Bryan, not once but twice. Right. That's the same thing with anyone on the microphone. Like, come on.
No, it's all facts. It makes me wonder, though. I mean, again, you're the kind of guy who's winning matches against Dax Harwood as a tag team champion. I love the way y'all kind of skated out of that whole skirmish at the end when everybody was in there. It makes me wonder, though. I mean, like with the success of the Summer Collision and where you're at right now, what are your goals? Are you kind of focusing on holding those tag team titles? Are you still planning on? You're 13-2, I think, right now in singles competition at the time of this recording. Are you planning on taking on all singles competition when they come by?
For sure. I'm still aiming for the AEW World Championship. I'm still aiming for the TNT Championship and International Championship. I'm still aiming for these things. I'm not a tag team wrestler. I'm the tag team champion, but I'm not a tag team wrestler. And I want that to be clear. And that's the same thing with Bill. Bill isn't a tag team wrestler. We are two singles guys that have come together under some weird circumstances, starting at All In, but we made it and we're doing the damn thing. So when it comes to goals, I hate even giving an answer now because I got asked this question 4 months ago, and now everything's changed. Everything switches up for me. Like a true. If this was a story, one of those story modes or career modes, you would have to think there's a patch that needs to be put out to get updated or something.
You can never win. You can't get no further.
It's I don't know. It's such a weird feeling. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Right. But I mean, for the most part, I'm still here. Thankfully, thank God. I'm talking about in this moment, on this earth, in the company, doing things that I love to do.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like life will always move those goalposts for you. Because we all have those plans, and then gotta come in and say, nah, you make this left. There are a couple times in your run in AEW so far where you've had to kind of pivot and things got different for you. What how did you overcome and make those moves and still stay absolute?
Be like water, you know what I'm saying? You have to be like water. And I think each experience that I've gone through is a great lesson that needed to be learned for me in the process. And I'll tell you this, you put anybody in my position, they probably would have failed 2 years ago. You know, they probably wouldn't have made it as far. I'm still here. You know, this is my third year, right? It seems like we go through it every year in the same type of season for me. I'm still making it happen. And that's one thing that I'm really proud of, that kind of really, you gave me the self-reflection just now, is that like, damn, man, I really, despite everything that I feel and everything that I, go up just to come back down type thing, I still made it through. I still have managed to stick it through and have people still believe in me and still have people say, hey, no matter what, he still is trying. And that's all you can ask for at the end of the day, is to give it your best effort. Because, to give anything your best effort is to truly live in the best version of yourself. And to do anything less, you ain't doing no favors for anybody.
It's been interesting seeing you work 100% in the ring, on the mic, but it's interesting to see your creativity outside. There's quote tweet, or there's posts on your Twitter that are stuck to the top that are just the creativity of the way you approach the industry, and your character is second to none. But the question is, do you are there aspirations to maybe move into, like, I don't want to say Hollywood, but like acting when all the stuff's going on? Or like, do you even think about that, or is all of your creativity focused on what's going on in the squared circle?
It would be a crime against myself to stifle myself in terms of creativity into one project. And I love wrestling. I really do. I don't have to prove that to anybody. I'm telling you that I love it, and I love it 100% to death. So what I choose to do, adjacent to wrestling, is my prerogative. I would love to do acting. I would love to get into directing and stuff like that. Because to not use that gift is crazy. And so, I find a really good point of doing those things and getting something out of it, that if you can do something that pours into another one of your passions, I feel like that is, people talking about the pursuit of happiness, but technically happiness is the pursuit if you think about it. And that ties into all of that at the end of the day for me. And, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a person. At the end of the day, I'm just a dude that is trying to figure out what he's good at, just like everybody else. I'm trying to figure out my purpose. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I was meant to do. And I feel like I'm a lot closer than I was 10 years ago. But I'm still, trying to get there. And so as such, directing and making vignettes and doing these things for myself that aids in wrestling can help me with acting. And then what if I get into acting and I find something else that I like to do? Stuff like that. It's a huge joy of mine.
Is there an obvious passion right now outside of wrestling that you can directly point to? And is there a way to kind of put that in bed with pro wrestling?
A passion right now? Man, I've been trying to find that again, I'm searching for it. The passion for wrestling still exists, for sure.
Of course.
But I'm doing other things that I'm looking into, like starting up my own sunglass line.
Oh, okay.
That's something that's been cool for me. I definitely have been looking into maybe, the cologne path that has some hiccups, but trying to create my own scent. Still creating videos as well. So I get, those are passions. I would say those are passions.
We could get like the 2023 version of the Rick Martel arrogance would be amazing.
Yes.
Like Ricky Stark's arrogance. I'll line up for it.
That would be great.
No, 100%. It's interesting to think that when Ricky Starks is not being the greatest damn thing on TV, he's at home trying to figure out what scent combinations or would embody the absolute. I don't know if that's the title of the scent, but that's dope as hell to me. And you need that type of stuff. I don't want to say I don't want to hear you ain't got no more passions, but I love hearing I'm starting a sunglass line, or I'm thinking about starting a sunglass line. For all these people wondering about trademarks, listen to the man. Like, come on. Let these people work.
I've already trademarked a lot of stuff already. Yeah, I guess when you asked me a question about passion, I was trying to think of something more direct. But now that I really think about it, I do have passion. These are other passions that I'm trying out. I just didn't think of it in that, category.
Right. No, anything that moves you, man. Anything that moves you. Gosh, we talked a lot about your wrestling. We talked about a lot of great wrestling that you did. Is there this year so far? Is there one particular bout or moment as a pro wrestler in that ring that stands out more than anything else?
The strap match.
I was just looking back at the highlights of that. Yeah,
the strap match. While here's the truth about it, that the circumstances leading up to the strap match was very chaotic and a point of frustration for me. If you saw that collision, I went out and started the show with a very heartfelt message that I wanted to get to people. And it wasn't me whining and complaining. It was more of a message of, look, even somebody like me, even somebody who is dedicated and puts in the work, takes the steps back due to outside sources, right? That match in itself had no expectations for it. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. I thought Bryan is a great dude. Didn't realize his arm was still kind of injured or something. So that was something to keep in mind. And afterwards, the reception of it was so overwhelming for me that on the flight home, I was looking through, my text messages, and just a lot of people were just like, man, that was amazing, and boom, boom. And it really touched something into me where it kind of, I kind of found myself again a bit. Not saying that I lost myself, but something that was dormant kind of woke back up, right? And I felt so inspired, and, I was just moved by it because I didn't have any expectations about it, and I went out there and I gave it 1,000%, and I put everything that I had into it to the point where I was just so exhausted. And there's a promo that I cut after that it was 4 minutes long, and they didn't really use it. They chopped it up a bit, but I really hope that they post it one day, because you see me in the rawest form. Mm-hmm. And once you see it, I think you will get a lot of, that's what I mean by being misunderstood. Right. Things that people don't get, that when I'm referring to isn't about just, woe is me. It's more than that. It's more than just wrestling. But that match itself was so great. And, it's hard to, when you have great matches like that, it's hard to, you have the need to try to top it. But some things just can't be topped. Some things are at its pinnacle point, and they exist there. And then you can have another space to put it right by next to it. Literally. You never need to have to take one out and replace it. That's why Egg Carton has as many as it has, those little.
I was going to say, I think that's kind of exactly what happened. I mean, it was a month ago today at this point, you had an amazing match. And then you guys had the Texas Death Match. It's happening right within weeks. It's like, you almost think you don't want to be like, oh, can they top? Having conversations with other people, it's like, it's not about topping. It's about just trying to make sure that you're doing the best that you can do, and hopefully pull out some stuff that you weren't able to do the last time. But I'd probably put that up there myself. I do like, again, I'm going to keep mentioning Dax Harwood, because there's a pattern with him. Like, he doesn't do singles matches all the time. And when you see who he picks for these singles matches, I think you're able to see something more. I don't know. Like I said, I watched that match and I'm like, all right, we got to follow this up with something else. Like, I don't know if it's another title shot or something, but there's more going on than, just the amazing promos and, the misunderstood activities on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And there should always be that strive of being better than the last time,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Word.
Now, I'm not looking for like a moment of satisfaction, but is there a point other than the matches we just mentioned where you can point at and directly and say, yeah, I was definitely like in my purpose right there?
Beyond that match?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, I would say the match with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. What else, Definitely a match with Cody. Definitely a match with Bryan. Oh, God. That's...
Interesting.
Every other time, sometimes you ain't able to drive. You ain't the one driving.
Right. Well, there was because even thinking about from the time you were wrestling Cody to now, there was a lot of. I mean, you were teamed up for a minute in between there, so yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. Maybe I would put the match with the FTW title match with Hook.
Yes.
As a very big standout moment because that was like the stamp of like, hey guys, I did it. I took something that y'all thought was whatever, and I showed my true purpose in life. So yeah, I'll probably say that one. I'm really trying hard to think about another one after that, but I would have to go back through and see what matches that
right.
was.
Yeah, I'm going through the cage match right now, trying to see if there's one in particular, but it's really just a lot of dope matches. I mean, you were going through the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. You didn't even add that to the list of accolades this year. I mean, it's one of those things that you were doing the damn thing.
Willow also won the Owen Hart tournament.
Yes,
that should be stated to where all blue in the face. Willow was a winner as well.
Ricky, see, you bring that up. I'm still pissed. I was out of town. They wrestled the Athena Willow 3 was in my hometown, and they announced it when I already had the tickets. The one vacation I took this year, I was on. They know I was online trying to figure out what was going on while it was live. But damn,
it'd be like that sometimes,
Bees like that indeed. It is what it is. It is what it is.
For sure.
You gonna say something?
Nah, you got it. We stand Willow over here, though. We definitely stand Willow over here.
Willow's one of the. Are you cool with Willow? Do y'all talk?
Yeah, she's nice.
Do you have rapport with a lot of people back? Like, I'm trying to think of who Ricky Starks is cool with. If you're not even cool with your tag team partner, like who you by yourself?
Cool. Yeah, I'm solo dolo, but listen. Hold on.
I don't want to say you're not cool with your partner. I'm sorry. I don't want to misspeak.
I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with. I don't have no beef with nobody. Now they may got beef with me.
Oh,
and they may expose themselves, but I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't care.
Thank you,
Ricky.
Ricky.
Me all you want. I don't care. But I have no beef with nobody. You understand?
You've confirmed every question I had that I could not ask about anything that was going on. Now, on that note, Ricky, I think we do have to get out of here. I really appreciate you coming through. Saturday's Collision. I mean, I guess the summer
Collision tonight. We are on a Wednesday, and it is Dynamite. And I would be remiss not to advertise watching Dynamite because Tony Khan has an announcement tonight on Dynamite.
Facts.
Today's Wednesday.
Just make sure you pop on Saturday and catch.
And watch Saturday. If you're home at Collision, or DVR if you have the DVR.
Facts. Big facts. I'm with that.
We'll still do that, but
I
don't have the box. They didn't send me the box, so I didn't know how that works now.
You got to get you got to get like Hulu or like if you get wherever you get your TV digitally, you should have some type of function.
Oh, okay. My ears look like them clip pit bull ears. Anyways,
it's the top. It's just the top with the howl. We're gonna get out of here. Ricky, thank you very much. I'm glad we were finally able to do this. For Brother Fam, it's your boy Cal. I'm out.